This is a video on how to write a life proposal, part of a series of videos aiming at helping you to write a well-written proposal under the LIFE program. In this video, we will talk about defining the actions of your proposed project. Under a suggested project, there are 6 types of actions. Actions A, preparatory actions. Actions B, purchase or lease of land and/or compensation payments for use rights. Action C, implementation actions. Actions D, monitoring the impact of the project actions. Actions E, communication and dissemination of results. Actions F, project management. When describing the actions and means involved, you should explain clearly what means will be utilized during the project in order to reach the objectives indicated. Make sure there is a clear link between the proposed actions, means, and the project objectives. Moreover, the description of each action should indicate the links with other actions and clearly and in quantitative terms state how it contributes to the project's overall objectives. In addition, there should be clear coherence between the technical description of the action and the financial resources allocated. Pay particular attention in justifying the need of the action in relation to the objectives of the project, and of course the long-term sustainability of the investments must be guaranteed. For each action, the applicant should provide the following information. Action title. In this section, you need to write a short name that clearly reflects the objective of the action. State the beneficiary or beneficiaries responsible for the implementation of the specific action. Description and methods employed. In this part, you need to describe the actions as precisely as possible. The descriptions may be accompanied by maps, explanatory graphs, tables, or pictures. Assumptions related to major costs of the action. For example, mention the methodology used for estimating the costs of main expenditures in this action. Project deliverable products. Make a list of all deliverable products and the corresponding completion deadline. Project milestones. The same applies for project milestones. They are defined as key moments during the implementation of the project. For example, initial operation of prototype, final conference, etc. Action timetable refers to the corresponding implementation period of an action. Remember to add an appropriate safety margin at the end of the project to allow for the inevitable unforeseen delays. Now let's see some important points. Inside each action, specific sub-actions may be included. The number of actions and sub-actions should be limited to those strictly necessary to clarify the logical flow of the project. It is recommended that only actions that are expected to have an important output for the project, for example, design of the pilot, construction of the pilot, etc., are presented as a separate action. Actions must not be confused with deliverables. Moving on, let's see an example on how you should define the actions of your project. Our example comes from the Italian project Life Pastoralp under the thematic priority of the climate change adaptation. The overall aim of the Life Pastoralp project is to reduce the vulnerability and increase the resilience of alpine pasture agriculture by assessing and testing adaptation measures, increasing capacity building, and developing improved management strategies for climate change adaptation. Let's go through some of the actions that this project has in each type of action. Type A, preparatory actions. Remember, this type of actions should be included only if needed. Review and assessment of the national and European policy framework on pastures and evaluation of the available adaptation options. Type B, purchase of land. Again, this type of actions should be included where applicable and only if needed. Purchasing of lands, PNGP. Type C, implementation actions. This type of actions is obligatory. The same also applies to type D, E, and F. Pastures typology surveys and mapping, modeling framework, vulnerability analysis, feasible adaptation strategies, identification and test on pilot areas. Type D, monitoring of the impact of the project actions. Monitoring and evaluation of the project impact on the climate change problem targeted. Type E, communication and dissemination of results. Participatory and demonstration events, training seminars and conferences, networking with other life and/or non-life projects. Type F, project management actions, after life plan. Now let's look at 3 examples of means that can be used during a project in order to reach the objectives indicated. First example, A specific LIFE project forges a public-private partnership bringing together SMEs and companies, research and academic institutions, as well as NGOs throughout Europe to address the urgent need of a specific EU sector to implement specific category rules. Second example. To achieve its objectives, this project will train urban citizens, including those who may lack access to nature, in 50 cities across Europe. It will use pioneering participatory methods in innovative events, including opportunities to experience nature directly, to learn about well-being benefits, and to share skills on advocacy for the right to nature. Participants will become multipliers for wider citizen engagement with decision makers and for broad outreach towards larger numbers of Europeans through social and mainstream media. Through this project, urban people will reconnect with nature and the need to protect it. Third example. A strong point of the project schema is the consortium of the project partners, which have the competency, knowledge, and a long history of cooperation and experience in implementing LIFE projects. To sum up, when defining the actions and means of your project, remember that you should explain clearly what means will be utilized during the project to reach the objectives indicated, and ensure that there is a clear link between the proposed actions, means, and the project's objectives. Also, in order to be eligible for funding, you should make sure that the need of the action is well justified in view of the objectives of the project and the long-term sustainability of the investments is guaranteed. Thank you so much for watching. This video was prepared by the Cypriot NCP team through the Life Cyclamen project, with the financial contribution of the LIFE program, EU's funding instrument for the environment and climate action. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be instantly informed about our next videos that will be published soon. Our fourth video will be about expected constraints and risks related to the project implementation and how they will be dealt with. Stay tuned.